welcome to MSNBC WRAP 619 #APQRSDUC. I'm your co-host Chloe.
And I'm Sierra, and we're here to talk to you about the upcoming presidential election.
We've spoken with 3 of our frontrunner candidates as well as a few lobbyists and a concerned citizen.
The first and foremost pressing topic is healthcare, and our candidates had a lot to say about this. Let's cut to our reporter Michaela talking with our sweetheart candidate Treasure Ganassi about how she's going to make affordable healthcare more accessible.
Hi, today we're going to talk with our Democratic candidate Treasure Ganassi, and we have a couple questions for you. A lot of people in America are concerned about the cost of healthcare. Do you have a plan for reducing those costs for Americans?
I plan on making a more affordable healthcare system by making healthcare and optional healthcare government-run and available to the people who need it the most.
Thank you, Treasure Ganassi.
It's always great to hear from you.
Now to a lobbyist who endorses the candidates who plan to take action against the current limitations on affordable healthcare.
Hi, I'm Anthony Hanna, and I'm lobbying for the AARP, and we're giving $20 million to Democrats to ensure healthcare, Social Security, and reduce pharmaceutical drug prices, as well as the third-party candidate who will reduce pharmaceutical drug prices.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now to the topic of environmentalism. Republican candidate David Vitoskovic has met with our reporters to discuss his views on the environment and government.
Hi, I'm here with Republican candidate Vitoskovic, and I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. First, do you feel as though it's the government's responsibility to regulate pollution?
To an extent, we already have a huge amount of regulations on pollution. So with my new environmental plan, I feel it's now the private sector's responsibility to take action with like a laissez-faire market and kind of compete to strive for more environmental improvements in their own businesses.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Great.
Oh, and now to hear from our third-party candidate, something Effner, our third-party candidate, on how the little guy in today's society needs protection.
Hi, I'm here with the third-party candidate. What's your name again?
William Effner.
Yes, well, William, what is your platform and what do you stand for?
So, a big thing for me is helping out the little guy and making sure that everyone's honestly representing the government. So we're trying to bust big businesses, make sure the rich don't take advantage of the poor, and just make sure everyone has a good time.
And how do you plan on making these changes?
A big thing for me is just making sure that big businesses can't evade taxes in any way, and that we eliminate tax loopholes, and just make sure that trust can't take advantage of the little guys, and make sure that everyone has a good time in the country. We're just here to have fun.
Great, thank you so much.
And here's our Republican candidate, David Vitoskovic.
Our second question is, right now in the United States, there's a growing wealth gap between the rich and the poor. How would you work to combat this inequality and redistribute the wealth, if at all?
Okay, so as we know, the wealthy people are not paying their fair share of taxes, so I would have a proportionate tax system where a certain percentage is cut out of every person's salary, regardless of the salary. So if they make $1 million, 100,000 is taken out, whereas if they made 10,000, 1,000 would be taken out.
And that was our Republican candidate Vitoskovic. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Moving on, now let's hear from our darling Ganassi about how she plans to reduce the imminent causes of climate change.
What is your stance on climate change? And if elected, what would you do to regulate pollution levels to help save the environment?
Climate change is a global epidemic, and if I am elected into office, I will crack down on big businesses that are responsible for polluting the environment and responsible for the most CO2 carbon emissions. And I will also increase funding for the EPA, as well as give tax breaks to those corporations that are eco-friendly.
Now to further show support for our Democratic candidate Ganassi, a lobbyist from the Sierra Club describes her plans of endorsement.
Hi, I'm Erin Liu. I'm a lobbyist for the Sierra Club, and I support the Democratic candidate because they realize the situation, the environmental situation that we're stuck in, and they're willing to help. And I contributed $18 million for them to increase economic policies.
Now we have word from an angry voter on the environment, specifically about trees.
So here we are today with an angry voter who's protesting the great environmental change.
I am just outraged today with everything that's going on. Climate change is happening, people, okay? And we need to vote
outraged. Thank you for your time today, ma'am. You're not welcome.
Thanks to our very concerned citizen, Brielle.
That's all we have for you today.
Thanks for tuning in.
And remember, make the right decision at the polls on voting day.